testing, testing. There we go. Seems to work. Oh. Looks like the train to zone feature is working. Good afternoon. Popcorn. It's a lot of friend requests. Oh yeah, raffle thingy. I still owe people prizes, by the way, as I see I have 15 emails I haven't gotten to. I will get those shortly. Let's see, how about some steel clockwork armor pattern set? And opened. Now you can raffle. Do. Oh yeah, let's see how many people are in Tartarus. I got a few more things coming for it. Oh. Only 3 on my friends list. Thank you, iStar Strider. So I actually had a bunch of stuff to talk about today, but as always, I'm gonna stall and not talk about it for a little while so I can let some more people come in so I don't have to repeat myself. One thing I will make sure and repeat a couple times is I'll probably work on level 3 of Tartarus tomorrow. I just checked in what is probably the last big change for this release, which is adding Onks. And then the other thing I need to do is add a way to get in, because right now it's kind of still an unofficial dungeon and there's no way officially in or out. So I need to get both those things done, and thank you, Fakan. Let's see. Strider Green, how do I send you an in-game letter? Send it to Atos. Use the mail system. Find any mailbox. Send it to Atos. I actually get that stuff. I actually answer that stuff, although right now I'm 15 behind, but that's honestly, that's like a day's worth. Yes, I'm going to eat popcorn on air today, because it's so good. So far, the feedback on Tartarus has been pretty good. Again, I'll be adding a few more things. I'm adding a couple of features. Let me see how many people we have in the stream here. Why did the number go down? My number went way down. Alright, looks like I got 46 viewers or something. And thank you very much, Eric Rules, for the resub, and Snugs for the 100 bits. See, someone said Chris is streaming in game. So a couple changes. Again, one in here, there's going to be the oh, I'm in GM ghost mode. They can't see me. So Headnut doesn't know I'm actually here. Get them, elves. But I'll be updating the zombies. The zombies are going to have 2 changes to them. I've joked about a third, but I probably won't do it. But one change is going to be that they will have an enrage when they get low health, where they will start moving faster and come at you. Come at me, bro. So get ready for that. The other change is their focus drain will drain a little bit more. Again, just trying to make it a little bit of a challenge. Sorry, people at work pinging me. Which is funny because the thing they pinged me about was to say to the channel, don't bother Chris, he's streaming. You just bothered me by pinging me. But anyways, 2 changes to the zombies. I don't think they'll make them that much worse. Again, and I am aware of how people play them. That's pretty much all by design. But so far, most of it seems to be working by design. I even hear the random roaming metallic slimes, death metal slimes, that those are working exactly as expected and now are highly feared, which is perfect, exactly how it's supposed to be. Oh, and thank you, Savio Vehemens and Snugsy1. All right, let's see, what are we up to here? We're up to like 60 people here. Give it about 5 more minutes and I'll start jumping into some news. Oh, J. Turcotti. That's actually close to what I was jokingly mentioning as something I might do for these guys, which is the zombies. For those who are old players, been here for a long time. For a few releases, we had something in the game called the Zombie Plague, which was unique in that it was you'd fight a zombie, they'd give you the Zombie Plague, and then when you would move around, it basically would drain your health and your focus. Fast, but not really fast. Not fast enough to kill you right away. It was pretty easy to heal your way out of it, but it never went away. It just stayed with you forever. The only way to get rid of it was supposed to be to zone, or use a healed or cure disease potion. So that was in there for a while. People liked that. Uh-oh, somebody cheered one. A little bit. But people liked that, but it actually had some bugs in that it was supposed to never change zones. You're supposed to lose it on zoning, but there was some bug at that time that made it so sometimes, very rarely, it wouldn't go away when you zoned, which means that players would take it into player-owned towns, and every NPC in the town would be infected by this deadly plague disease, but it wasn't enough to kill the NPCs in town, but they would spread it to any player who came up. So new players would come into the game, walk up to an NPC, and immediately be infected by a zombie plague that would kill them quickly. So that actually lasted for a release or 2, and then we ended up just removing it. But I was thinking of bringing back the zombie plague. I think we've actually fixed the bug that caused the zombie plague. But I was thinking of doing something fun with it, which would be to, and this is really more the joking part, but that if you get the zombie plague, the zombies can give you zombie plague, and if you get the zombie plague, the zombies quit aggroing on you. Huh? I don't think you guys would like that, because you like killing the zombies, I think. Mm-hmm. Ah, stupid alligators. Why won't they spawn where they're supposed to spawn? What is wrong with my alligators? Let me go down and check on them. I just watched the Borderlands 3 E3 stream. Mostly I was watching it because the guy who was doing the E3 stream, Paul Sage. Oh, what is going on here? What? Are you kidding me? Where's my water? And how are there crocodiles down here? What? What is going on in the world? Why are these glowing green? Alright, I'll have to take a look at that. There may be one additional patch for this. Or maybe I'll just leave it in this state for this release, because I've already started making other changes for it, and I want to get on to the next level for it. So maybe I just leave it in kind of a semi-open state, and not worry about those little bugs. And then officially open it next release. That may be what I do, just so I can get some more done. So that is part of... oh, we're up to like 80 people now, so I can get into the real stuff to talk about. So one is do not panic. But over, I think I mentioned this before, but I will be taking a couple of trips. I'll be out 3 days next week, which unfortunately means that this week is the last week I have to... only week I have to work on R67 stuff. Which sucks, and I hate, because I have a bunch of cool things I want to do. So I've been working. I got up this morning at early for me, even got up at 3 this morning, and busted ass on a ton of changes that I think you guys will like. I thought I'd talk about some of them. These are changes not that I'm thinking of doing. These are changes that are actually done, tested, and in the game. So, hold on, just coming on down here. Heal, maybe? Let's see how he does this. We're going to watch. We'll rate him on his performance. Oh, their nav meshing's not great. Hey, List, thank you very much. Paying for your beer tomorrow. And we'll see if people are playing this the way I expect them to. From the ones I've watched, most people are. They're pretty much, the high-level guys are gathering up all the elves on the entire level, pulling them all together, and then AE killing them. Low-level guys are pretty much fighting as expected to, but people are dying, it's good. So let me get to talking about some of the changes I have coming up. Let's see if I can remember the stuff I did just this morning. I've got that Borderlands 3 song in my brain. Let's see. So first thing, one, I added Resurrection Onks to Tartarus, so that'll go live in a patch here in a little while. Here's one that is kind of important that I don't think I've even mentioned to you guys before, but I did some playing around with it and looking at the numbers. It's been a pretty well-known concern of mine that damage resistance is one of those things that it's, you know, at low levels it makes a difference. At high levels, it doesn't scale in a way that is meaningful. So if you're low level and you're wearing just like crap armor, you know, you might have like, you know, some crap plate mail or something. You might have 16 points of damage resist. Well, when you get to level 100 and you've got your special crafted super duper, you might have like 24 damage resist. You know, at low level the creatures hit for 5 or 10 points of damage. At high levels they hit for 100. So it's not scaling in a way that is meaningful for people, for the tanks. So one of the things I am trying out, again, as I've mentioned many times, when I'm making these big changes, trying to fix some of these problems, I'm trying to make sure and just nudge a bunch of stuff kind of in the right direction, to make sure I don't do stuff that has to be rolled back. So the change I made this morning was actually if you are heavy armor specialized, the multiplier... Hey, Kenneth123. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Was that 5 or 6? If it's 6, you deserved it. But making the heavy armor... If you're heavy armor specialized, that the modifier on the heavy armor specialization... That thing where you see plus 152%, that you're like, that number is meaningless to me and I don't know what that means. Well, don't worry about that. The thing to know, though, is that if it's whatever that percent is, that's the bonus damage resist your heavy armor will give you if you're heavy armor specialized. So yes, that really means if you have 20 points of armor and you put on and you become heavy specialized, you have 20 points of plate mail damage resist, and your heavy armor specialized, that'll actually count as 50. So that is something that'll help it scale up better. It's also something that again is making you a choice, or making you make a choice, because not that many people are heavy armor specialized, and it makes that may be the deciding point between being heavy armor or something else. And it, again, it's not going to break things. There's a cap on what percentage of damage your armor can stop, which no matter what your damage absorption value is, that is still a cap of 80%, so it can't stop more than 80%, but it can reduce up to 80%, and again, you'd have like 24 point armor, 120 skill or whatever, and you could have like 60 points of damage resist. That'll make a difference. That won't. You'll still get killed by the big hits and the crits and the just overwhelming if you try and stand face to face and stuff, but that should give the heavy armor guys an actual reason. That's kind of one of the things we do poorly. As we all know, kind of the picking order right now. It's kind of the, you know, the, as they say in baseball, they got kind of the archery guys, and you got some of the magic guys, and then you got like light armor, polearm guys, then you got like 20 feet of shit, and then you got the heavy armor and tanks. Just in terms of effectiveness is at least how you feel. So this is something to give those guys a reason so they're not quite as bad off. Again, this isn't all they need, but this is one of the things they need. So again, nudging it in the right direction. So that was change number 1. That's already in. We'll probably put out a QA build next Monday while I will be hiking or camping with Maxine. Bonger, you need my help in game. Can it wait until after my stream? Lost your sword? See, I can find, I can go look at that stuff for you. I'm not going to do it on a stream. Although maybe I could do it on a stream and make that showing off some of the data tools. Actually, I can't do that because if I show off data tools, that we don't conceal IP information or other private information, so. Vino, I think we're going to try this with just the 80% cap and this in there, because again, if you can take 5 times as many hits, that's a big deal. But again, nudging it in the right direction. Let me get on to the next big change I have coming up here. So, tamed pets. Actually, it's tamed pets and all pets. So we have some systems on the game that some people love, and we have some systems on the game that everybody tries to avoid eye contact with. Don't touch it, because if you touch it, you might get blamed for the next thing that breaks in. That system is the AI system, the one that we all try to avoid contact with. Now, officially, Undone is supposed to manage that. Are you watching Undone? Are you out there? But that's only because he inherited it. So he's done a good job working with it for what he's had, for the time he's been given to work on it. But there's still some parts we all just avoid eye contact with. So I went and took a dive into those this morning and did some stepping through some code, trying to understand what's going on. And it is AI systems are kind of a nightmare in a lot of ways. Ours even more so. But it's because it's stuff that is really hard to debug, because most stuff is time sensitive, and if you set a breakpoint or something, or you're stepping through it, it doesn't behave how it behaves normally, because everything is set up on like callbacks and schedules and all these other things where it's got a thinking thing, and this does a thing, and it starts another thing, but that thing's scheduled to go off in 125 milliseconds, and that when that goes, so you can see there's like a lot of these things where it's not debuggable. It's not stuff you can step through it. So a lot of it is voodoo on the inside. But I went through and tried to understand what was going on for some of it and managed to track down some things. So there was some bad logic in terms of how often things think. And just so you understand, the reason I was looking at this was I added some sexy stuff to taming last release. And one of them was the speed thing, except even with the speed thing, they still act stupid slow, and if you kind of pull your pet along just right, you can kind of get it. You can kind of see that it's got a higher speed than it claims. But it's meaningless because the AI is so unresponsive for him. And if you want an example of this, like summon a creature and say attack whatever, and then like sit there and like pull out your watch and 1,000. Okay, he's gonna attack after like 2 or 3 seconds. So, a couple of things that went into that, but the bigger ones were there was some bad logic for how stuff was staggered. And by that I mean how the logic, when it decided to, it splits up the calls so that they don't all happen at once and you don't get spikes on frames, but it was splitting it up in a bad way and had some bad logic that guaranteed it would always be a 200 extra millisecond lag on it, no matter what. And then also in addition to that, there were some multipliers that go on top of that, which added another 3 times that, so you're up to like 600 millisecond lag. So then there's some other stuff that could get added on top of that, so there's even more lag. And then on top of that, only spiders, were set to a lower refresh rate for their AI. So add all those things together and your lag time, just extra BS lag time, was like a second for many cases and could be more for a spider. So I tracked all that stuff down, cleaned up that code. The code that was actually running the staggering wasn't even needed anymore. So that's Lord Subtleton, his favorite pastime is deleting other people's code. It's something you have to do for a long project. If you're on a short project and you're like, you're deleting code, and it's like on a long project, you gotta keep things clean. You gotta get rid of the old cruft. If you don't understand something, actually, the way he normally works is if he doesn't understand something, he just deletes stuff and sees what happens. See if it's actually needed. But anyway, so I did delete some of this stuff, and then also went back and took a pass on the time numbers for it, and then also made sure everybody was on the fast priority, and then also made any of the movement stuff at a higher priority than the other stuff. So the overall result is now, instead of it taking like 1.5 seconds once you say do something, or you start moving and your pet's not with you, now it'll take more like less than 0.5 seconds. So that hopefully will improve the pet behavior. That is for tamed pets and summoned pets for next release. So that was the second big thing I did this morning. And again, I'm not watching chat right now, so I'll try and catch up in a minute. And do use the question thing if you have some questions go on there. And also, Skeggy Media, thank you for the raid. Nargle Snoop, thank you for the 100 bits. And Legion of Myth, thank you for the raid. I'm way behind. So on to the next thing. So the next thing was... Oh, and thank you very much, Snugs. Your tamed pets will be a little more responsive. But really that matters a lot when you have a tamed pet, if you're talking about like 0.5 seconds, because that's like 0.5 seconds every time he wants to change pets. So I think it'll be better for you guys. So the next one was coming up with a solution. And I pretty much set this as my goal for this morning because I basically have 5 days to implement new features before the end of this release, even though it just seems like last week was just last release, and pretty much because I was working on stuff for last release all through last week. So next release, I'm trying to do it all in this week, so I'm really trying to be focused in the mornings and stay on top of things. But the other thing I came up with this morning was there will be the new summoned pet love. I know not everybody's a tamer and wants to spend all their time taming. So the summoned pet love, and again, I didn't want to, you're welcome, Lichmeister, or Mister. I didn't want to go, I looked at doing something like, hey, let's add a couple skills per tree, and then that can be for the tame stuff. That didn't seem feasible to me. It would be a lot of skills and a lot of stuff to learn. But the focus tree is really much aimed at, I'm a better magic user, so what I ended up doing is off the heightened awareness here, there'll be another branch over here that'll be 1 parent skill and 2 child skills. So those are, I kept it a little simpler than taming, just because obviously taming is all about taming. There's a whole tree just for taming. So this one's pretty much, there's a skill that will increase health. There was a skill that will increase the damage resist / magic resist for the creature, and there's a skill that will increase overall damage per hit. Now, something I did with them is I kept the amounts that they add somewhat modest. Not minuscule, but somewhat modest. But then I made it so your specialization in each school is a multiplier. So, maybe the pet skill adds 100 to the base health of the thing, but then that gets you get the extra part for your death specialization, so that adds like another 152 on top of that. So the same thing with damage and the other stuff. So the DPS, so health should be, if you are like 100 skills all around, health should be roughly 200 to 300 more health for your critters, which is not a ton, I know. But the damage, the DPS, should be around 50% higher. That applies for everything, like even AEs and other stuff that goes on. And then also the damage resist for them should be up 25 points, and magic resist 25 points, which will help a little bit. The magic resist help more in PvP, obviously, but anyways, that will also go live. That'll be my first stab at that. And that is all done and implemented and even tested. I know. Why would I test things? I get it right the first time. Why do I need to test things? Says the man who's standing by alligators in a hallway. Oh, I'm falling behind again. Thank you, Pigs1, for the follow, and thank you, Mister, and thank you, Mister. So your Mister, what you can look for is your pets having about 50% more health, having some damage resist and magic resist, which they've never had before, and having doing 50% more damage. That's kind of the target, because I'm sure you are death magic specialized if you're named Mister. If you're not specialized in that school, you'll get about half those values. Let's see. So those were the big things. So tomorrow morning, my plan is, again, as I'm trying to be super focused on this release, because I do really only have 5 days to implement new features. So that was day one. Da-na-na. I'm a busy beaver. Tomorrow, the busy beaver is going to be hopefully get up early and work on level 3 for Tartarus. So I'm probably not going to do the pirate ship. I'm running into some problems with performance for that, and I don't want to bog down all of Tartarus for that. So level 3 will probably end up being, right now I've got a couple different ideas. I may be going with a somewhat of a big undead theme, again continuing the undead theme from the previous one. I'd actually thought of doing something different, which is making it a kind of a demon theme, making the whole thing down there both like semi-chaotic, but I kind of want to save that one for the bottom level. And I'm going to be making some new monsters. So Devil Cult 123, that's going to be my Wednesday task. I may get to it tomorrow depending on how things go in the morning. But I'm going to be adding some new monsters. I'm going to be trying to hook up some new monsters from purchased models. So there's a number of those that we're looking at. But I'm going to try to get some new chaos stuff in there again, because Tartarus, as people said, it's like, this is supposed to be like the deepest parts of hell, and it's filled with elves. So I'm trying to make sure we get some demons in there at some point. That may be the level I work on tomorrow. But anyways, so I'm going to work on that tomorrow, but I am going to work on getting some new creatures in this release. New creatures as in not just old creatures that I've changed numbers on or added one new ability to. New creatures as in new models. Wish me luck. That's one of those walls. I have not worked all the way through that. I've always needed somebody else's help, and when I need somebody else's help, that ends up being a blocking, and I can't expect other people to drop what they're doing and help me, so I'll get there. I went and looked over all the data stuff. It all seems pretty straightforward. We'll see. A lot of it comes down to the animations that we have and which ones we need to make stuff look good. Let's see. Oh, they're talking about upper tiers. Upper tiers, that's so last week. But anyways, I will get that in. And again, right now I'm torn between two things. The one thing I know I'm going to use in there is I created a mechanic a few releases ago. It's only used in the Ruined Swamp, and I want to use it some other places because I think it's actually a pretty fun mechanic. That is the energy device, basically. I think they're called like Kobold energy devices in Ruined Swamp, but I can use a system where I have, like right now I have 4 of them rigged up, 4 different types, I think. But I can pretty quickly create these different types of devices that basically all they do is provide a buff to everything nearby it. But then I can have them randomly spawn in different ways, so that changes up the mechanics in the fight. Now that's that's something I used in the Ruined Swamp that I think I can do better on than what I did in the Ruined Swamp. But it also gives you a way that, like, there's some strategies in that if you can, don't fight them there, pull them away, or kite them whilst people kill the energy device so it kills the buff. But coming up with some more of that. And again, part of it is the coolness of the randomness, but it can make the randomness of which version spawns, which you'll be able to figure out really quick. But which version spawns, which of those energy devices spawns, changes up how you're going to fight things. But I'll probably be adding some more energy device types as well. Oh, what just happened? Somebody add some light? Is there an invisible person here? Is Nubby down here to throw water on me? I don't see a Nubby. But anyways, that's tomorrow morning. I'm going to work on that. I plan on working on it live. As in, I'm just going to stream that in the morning for those who haven't seen me do that. I'll usually start my day around 4. And we'll work until about 6 when Maxine, my daughter, gets up, and I have to get her ready for school, and we go eat breakfast and do workbooks and stuff until it's school time for her to go to school with her mom. Anyways, and then I get back to work after that. So 4 a.m. to noonish, and probably with a break or two in the middle of it. So that'll be tomorrow morning, and my current plan is kind of, the theme is going to be chaos. Chaos. And yes, I probably will be doing some new demon stuff. Some of it will probably be using the old demon, but I'm also hoping to get, there's some new demon options that we've seen out there. In case you guys don't know, none of us like our demon model or our troll model. There's some other stuff in there that obviously is, subpar, but those two are the ones that make me sad anytime I see them. It's one of those things, when they're moving around, it's not horrible, but if, like, you look at screenshots with it, it's like, oh, it's painful. Vino Corlin. So I'm not going to be the crafting guy. I'm working with B. So the plan this release is, again, what B thinks is the right thing to do is different from what Star thinks is the right thing to do, which is different from what I think is the right thing to do. This release, we're going to try to get we might get some minor changes in, but really what we're trying to come up with is a plan we can present to you guys so you understand how we're going to proceed. And then break that up. And that may be, there's a couple different ways it can go. We could just do a lame, add a specializations tree or a skill to each of the tree categories and make it so you can pick, or something like what we talked about. What people would actually like to do is, I think more people would like to have some specialization, so we basically crank out several new skills in each skill tree, or in a skill tree each release, and we do like 2 or 3 trees per release. So, but yeah, we want to do it right, and we're trying not to rush anything in there, even though I'm Mr. Rush. And thank you, Vino Corlin. So let's see what else. Let me see if I can fly around here and find other people in the dungeon. Oh, and I can also explain what happened with some of the loot stuff. Let's see. That's what happens when you cheat and sneak up on them. It looks like they got lucky and didn't get any slime spawns. So the loot stuff. So there was, for a day or so, people got some crazy loot, which at first I was baffled by, because I looked at it and it's like, this is not crazy loot, this is elsewhere in the game. Hey, thank you very much, Invico. Long time no see, buddy. But there was some crazy loot that was coming out of things, and it only came up because I was watching. We have a bunch of different channels that alert me to different things, but one of them is like alerting me when loot seems out of whack. And some people got where like a couple different guys had like over a 12-hour period had 140,000 gold per hour. That's kind of out of whack for what our targets are by like a bunch. But I went and looked at them, and I was just like, oh, this is just lucky dice rolling. Because it turned out each one of them got a rolot, which is set in code to be worth 125,000. If you buy it from the store, you don't get that for them, but if you actually find a drop on one, they're actually 125,000 gold value. They shouldn't be that high, but they are. But anyway, so I was just like, wow, that just seems like really lucky dice. But then Burning Toad, who is way smarter than me, looked at it and said, oh yeah, the bundle you used in that is the same bundle that's used for the rare supply bundle. And a while back, we took that supply bundle and we made that the rare drop, as in it is capped into how much you can do. Thank you very much, Invico. Nice to have you back on the stream. But it's capped into how many that can drop. It's kind of like crowns are, where there's a hard limiter where it says no more than this amount can drop. So those were actually set to, they only will drop 10 per day. So if you see the rare supply bundle, I forget what color that is. You guys would know better than me. But those are actually limited. The legendary ones are not limited. Now the rare supply bundles are limited because they're the ones we added a bunch of store items to as random drops, and we wanted to make sure and throttle those so we can control how many of those drop. So anyway, so I used that supply bundle, but because I put it in a chest that was in the elf boss room, the chest was not throttling it, because the throttling happens on the item level, not on the loot bundle level. So there was actually, like, I think in a 24-hour period of time, like a couple of village lot deeds dropped, a town lot deed dropped, a couple of houses from the store dropped, and I forget what else. But anyways, so that was fixed, and those were put back onto a different supply bundle. Basically the same supply bundle, but minus all that stuff. It's the rare supply bundles, J-Doc. You want to buy the rare supply bundles. I'm not even sure if most people know that, but those are the ones that server limited. They only drop 10 per day. The median value for them is like the reward bundle, or amount of gold you get out of them, is one of the highest things in the game. It's like in the 2,500 or 3,000 range, but it's only because it's got a chance to drop, a bunch of different lot types. Even it can drop up to like city lots. Place anywhere city lots can drop out of those things. So not very often, but it happens. And this showed that, hey, guess what? It happens more than we were paying attention to. So, but anyways, that was the hold on, I gotta kill my night vision. I just remember there could be people who don't know the game watching. The night vision makes everything look like poop. Poop. Oh, there's a will-o-wisp. These are new will-o-wisp, by the way. These are some will-o-wisp. If you saw, these are kind of like little boss will-o-wisp, and these are one of the wandering creatures in here too. And again, that's people heard feedback, good feedback, both good and oh my god feedback of the maze down here can be scary. Not because of the zombies. The zombies can be annoying, but they are, they're, for anybody who's going to be down here, they're probably pretty trivial. But the scary part is I've got some crazy patrol routes and some random type spawns so that when you least expect it, a will-o-wisp will show up and confuse you, one of those guys. But more often the ones who's been killing people are the death metal metallic slimes. Nah. I still think it's funny, sorry. And those are, I called them death metal slimes because I did have a metal slime in there. That's what they look like, but I needed a slime that would not fight with the undead. Otherwise, he'd just wander around and kill all the zombies. And what fun is that? So he is actually a slime that is on Death faction. Yeah, Delaney, that's in it. And again, they're. Oh, I actually just stumbled in case you guys were wondering what one looked like. That's what they look like. So some of these, there's one in here. But there's some of these that are on patrol routes and they just wander through the dungeon. Not often, but once in a while you'll stumble onto these guys in there, and again, they. Here, let me show you about how tough they are. I give myself 10,000 hit points. GM Ghost false. God mode false. Oh, now I'm confused. Oh yeah, let me get over here to my combat stuff so you can see the damage it's hitting for. Let's see. Come on, slime. Let me turn around. Oh, there's a hit from it. 384 points of damage, 541 points of damage. So you can see they just took me from 10,000 to 4,000 hit points in no time at all. But anyways, that's mostly the slime. The slime's probably out damaging all the zombies put together. Yeah, there are a couple of 500 point hits in there, although you can't see them. Normal hits are 260, 280, so they're nasty. And of course, they sneak up on you. They don't make noise. And yes, it is the blob. But anyway, so yeah, that's one thing's there. And again, the next level, I'm thinking chaos. But I'm thinking the level is going to be chaotic. I'm still trying to decide how I pull that off. But I've got some ideas in it, and I will get that, again, what I'm going to make tomorrow, I will get live in the next release. So it's not like you have to wait forever to see this thing. You have to wait, I guess it's a little over 2 weeks until you can play it. But it'll be probably in a week. It'll probably be playable on QA, because again, I'm going to try to get this all checked in and ready to roll by the time I leave on Sunday. But let's see, what other stuff did I have? Oh, you know what? I haven't done a drawing yet. We're probably. Oh, I guess I started early, so it's not that late. Let's do the raffle-y thing. You guys want to raffle up? And if you did one of my stream specials, I have not sent those out from the Friday stream. I intended to get on this weekend, but I had some crazy projects, and then last night when I was going to get on, we had tornadoes. Not kidding, tornadoes by the house, close enough that we could hear the tornadoes. It was pretty creepy. Back to my usual spot, staring at a wall. Alright, I'm assuming you guys are all raffled up. Closing the giveaway. Making the drawing. Hey, Strider Green. You, sir, are the winner. Do. Let's see if your name is Strider Green in game. Yes, it is. Clockwork. There we go. Bam. Grats. Ooh, I have these Clockwork, Kobold Clockwork Wings Vault Edition. I'm going to give those away next. Na 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 na. Bam. Let's see. So that was all the big stuff I had to talk about. Again, tomorrow my goal is to get the next level of the dungeon done. I will probably spend Tuesday and Wednesday working on that. On Thursday, my plan is to create the elf variations for dungeons, player dungeons, and create a few new player dungeon rooms. Possibly from some of the chaos I'm creating the previous 2 days in Tartarus level 3. Let's see, what else was there? Friday, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing yet. That may be... Oh, I'm not even sure. I can work on bugs when I get back. I'm probably going to be back on Thursday of next week. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll see how I get through, how I do on the other stuff. I may just spend a little more time on Tartarus. I've got a few other things I want to hit up, though. I want to do some memory profiling. We've got some memories growing at a different rate, and I want to go mess with some of that stuff. That does make for interesting stream material, though. But let's see. Maybe I can go and fix those cherry trees for real. Hold on. Yes, I'm still eating popcorn. I'm sorry. I know I'm a bad streamer. By the way, that's what the trees looked like last night here. For those who didn't see the news, we had... It was a 100-degree day, 100 degree. And then a massive squall line. Tornadoes, 80-mile-an-hour winds, straight-line winds of 80 miles an hour. Came in and it was crazy. I'll post some videos for those people who follow me or are Facebook friends. But it was like I was in my backyard just before it hit when there's already a tornado warning. There was zero wind whatsoever. Everything was deathly quiet. And then about 2 minutes later I went out and there was zero wind. And every bug, bird, everything was screaming like mad at the top of its lungs. I made a video of it for proof. But yeah, it's said in like the video, it's like a bad horror movie type thing. Going out there, zero, deathly quiet, but you just hear this constant roaring in the background. It sounds like thunder. My wife came out and said, "Is that thunder?" And I said, "No, that's not thunder. It's been going on for 5 minutes. That's the tornado." There's actually, you can hear it from wherever it was. And I also went out because I'm crazy, I made Maxine and my wife get in the interior bathroom, as you're supposed to do, as every good Texan is trained to do, or every Tornado Alley person's trained to do. And I went outside to videotape it, because that's what the husband's supposed to do, I think. But I could see like what looked like the remains of a tornado that lifted up. Maybe it was just one that didn't form, but it was actually what looked like a round hole, basically, that went up through the nasty clouds, and the clouds were moving it, again, 80-mile-an-hour winds. It was crazy. Maxine thought it was fun. Oh, except I made them go sit in the bathroom, in the interior bathroom. And my wife sat down in there, and then Maxine sat down, and she said, spider! And there's a big spider web that I'd been watching that I didn't want to mess with him because he'd been doing good. He'd been catching some bugs. But Maxine apparently did not like the idea of sitting by a big spider. Let's see. I guess I can do some questions. Anikitos, I've actually had somebody offer to take over the Twitter page for us and just start doing some tweeting. I might actually take them up on that. And yes, that was only Sarah I think she was the only one who ever did any tweeting. And we need to do some more social stuff. Elwyn, Maxine is actually very bug friendly. But yeah, she just didn't want to sit down by the spider. Something about Miss Muffet or something like that. Crusher, how fast are the zombies in Tartarus now? I think they're maybe a 4 speed. But in reality, that works out to be much lower. Base player speed is 5.5. This right here is 5.5. They're obviously half the speed or less. They're way slower than that. The new feature is when they enrage, when they get to low health and enrage, they'll be going 3 times as fast as what they're going now. So again, that's one of those things to watch out for. And when they come at you, come at me, bro, they also have more focus drain now. So again, this is to make it a little bit of a challenge. We'll see if it's too much of a challenge. But to make it a little bit of a challenge for the crowd that just likes going in there and doing, dropping a couple of Ring of Fires and going to get a drink. It's not quite that easy, but from watching some of the people in there, again, it did feel a little bit easy. But, it's not crazy. It's not quite UT experience level stuff. And the loot is modest. I haven't checked to see how many death belts have dropped yet. I probably should go do that. Make sure things are dropping in there. Mino, you say it's better than UT? Well, then technically it's equal to UT. Put zombie mages to spice it up. We'll try this next one first. Again, the enraged zombies. Attenuated in 18 minutes. That's better than I would have expected. I guess that's solo. Looks like the windstorm died down. The cherry tree isn't going nuts now. Yes, there are going to be... I think I placed 5 Ankhs in there. It's tough to figure out a good place to place an Ankh in there just because of the training. So I actually placed it in the hallway. You enter in, like you come down, you enter into the first room. Like that room obviously has multiple patrols that go through it. If you go down to the next corner, then like there's patrols that go through that. So trying to find a place that wasn't like a death trap to like, hey, respawn here and then get immediately killed by a patrol. So right outside the first secret door, if you go like out of the entry room, there's that secret door on the right. There's going to be an Ankh right out there. That shouldn't be that big of a kiting problem or a patrolling problem. There's no patrol that runs through that spot. And then there's a couple of spots in the next level. And here's a secret for you. I put them in places where patrols do not go through. So those are safe spots. As safe as any spot can be in there. But I think technically they can all be seen by a patrol. There's a patrol that passes on a hallway or another. But guys can actually figure out where some safe spots are if you need to go AFK or whatever. Oh, and Blood Omen did something there. I didn't see what Blood Omen. Let me see if I see back here. Oh, I think I just spit on the microphone. Blood Omen. So one thing you should know is the summoning skills I talked about a little earlier on the stream that you may have missed. But they will be helping the demon pets. I actually adjusted their health forms, so the demon pets will actually be even tougher than other things. They had some math in there that I thought was questionable, so demon pets will probably be the highest health critters going forward. We will see. But let's see. Try and think what the plan had been for chaos magic. To be even more chaotic, how about this for a fun idea? Again, we don't have the real Chaos Demon yet. We just have the Summon Lesser Demon. But making a buff spell for the Summon Demon that casting it has a 50% chance to give it a big buff and a 50% chance to kill it. You can cast it as many times as you want to. But each cast on it is applies a negative buff to you. So if you want to, you can play the game of trying to get your demon pet up. Huh? What do you think? Is that gambling enough? So you see, you might be able to cast it multiple times, get a big buff on it, and then like you cast it one more time, getting greedy, and it blows up. Gambling. Yes, roll the dice. But each one applies a small negative buff to you. So you don't want to do it too many times. And it may be like a small negative buff is in it, like minus 75 focus for 30 minutes or something like that. What do you think? Would that make you guys happy? I'll get that on my Friday list of chaotic stuff to do. Press your luck. Yes. Hondas, will find out. All right, let me answer some questions you guys have been asking. Let's see. You know, the Moon Wisp at level 1 has the same power as level 125 with spec. Is that intentional? No. No, it's not. Not intentional. Thanks for pointing that out. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, now I have to sneeze. All right, let's see. What's next? Anikitos, what is the point of attenuation in soda instances aren't publicly shared in open world fashion so people leveling there don't block other people? So the point of attenuation was there was some really unbalanced levels that are fun. It's kind of the short version. The rapid fire and the chaos and all that type of stuff. So it is honestly we had some really shitty designs, and there wasn't a great fix when that was put in. I couldn't get, like, people didn't want to change things. They didn't want, like, if I went and told people, hey, upper tiers needs to spawn at 1/3 the rate, people would lose their freaking minds. And worse than that, it would be a lot less fun. So the attenuation part of it was kind of we want to set a cap. Now the part that is not what we want is that the cap is consistent everywhere no matter what the risk is. So upper tiers with 2/3 your party doing AFK, smoking weed in the background or whatever while you kill stuff. Not naming names, but that's not risky, but it gives the same rewards as another place, like going to Tartarus where you may die. So anyway, so it's a horrible system. Let's Let's be honest about it. It's a horrible system, and it's there because there were a lot of bad design choices made that don't have easy fixes. So going forward, we're going to be trying to fix those. And that's one of the things I hope to do, is have some levels that are flagged as attenuation free for episode 2, if not all levels for episode 2, so that they will not have attenuation in those zones. We'd already talked about doing that and started working on that, but that is something that will definitely happen for episode 2. And again, I'd like to get it in for more episode 1 stuff. Oh, hold on, I gotta go add one more thing to my Friday list. All right. But yeah, I'm with you, Falcon's Lantern. That's why I started making new content. Yeah, UT is where you go to spend your time if you're not actually interested in playing. Turn on a soccer game while you play or something. No offense, List. But let's see. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of imbalances that contribute to that. It's not just one thing. Like this one scene spawns too quick. It's the other imbalances, like AE is too powerful in many cases, and some other things like that. So again, we're continuing to try to fix the root problems of the bad design. But attenuation is here, at least for the existing scenes, for at least the somewhat foreseeable future. Now, what I think some people don't realize is they think when they hit attenuation, they stop gaining experience. That's not how it works. You just slow down how much you experience. Oh, now I got a popcorn kernel in my teeth. Oh, I hate that. Oh. It's the worst. Jacoba John, why Stone Dungeon Medium 2 entrance room cannot be decorated or spawned? That is a great question. I didn't know that was true. Let me make a JIRA for that. And put it on a list if he's on the stream. That is almost certainly because it's missing one thing. When we build a space, we have to build what we call deco layers for it, which is basically there's invisible polygons. You guys can't see them, but they mark where and what types of decorations are legal for that space. So we have to go and like basically lay down polygons covering the places we want to have deco layers. Travis. Release 67. All right. Anyways. I hate it. It's all I can do is my tongue is going nuts feeling that popcorn in between my teeth. Stop it, tongue. Will summons be getting alternate attacks like Earth Elementals did? Lichmester, no, not for this release. I still hope, again, I continue to hope to keep polishing everything. I'd rather add stuff at a minimal rate, which is what I've kind of been doing with new skills and hopefully some new summons soon. But polish the old stuff to make it more interesting. Will the next release have an update that replaces the nonsensical and typo-laden Zen Penetrator description? You suck! I guess I'm gonna go look at that right now. Yes, I did that. Again, I get a lot of stuff done. But Hmm. Let's see. There it is. Bow's in. Hold on. All right, let's see what this says. This crude-looking bow is fashioned from what looks to be a giant spider leg and a single strand of think. Okay. Think glowing spider silk. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's one. Single strange. Yes, I read that as read that as strand because that's what my brain wanted to see. Though primitive, this bow appears. It would be extremely. All right, God, it's horrible. I'm fixing it. Oh, the haters. Single strand of thick glowing spider silk. They're primitive. This bow appears as though it would be extremely powerful in the right user's hands. Apostrophe users. Unless multiple users are going to be using that bow at the same time. Alright, I fixed your Zen penetrator bow. Who said that rude question? Hold on, let me find that guy. Hold on, I'm looking for that guy. Valen DS. You got a few typos in your question, man. Just saying. Alright, I don't see anything. Not really. Yes, I will check that in right now. Fixing typos in Zen Penetrator bow description. Jacobijan, why dungeon and basement open PvP toggle is connected on the same property? I think that's on Burning Toad's list of to-dos. He just hasn't got to it yet. He's working on, as always, he's working on like a million different things. I know one of them, the thing I'd pushed him to work on was also making it so you could upgrade houses without having to sell them, rebuy them. Same thing you can kind of do for properties. Is Air Shield and Tap Soul Conflict intentional? Yeah, I thought we fixed that already. Maybe not. Air Shield is the skill that needs the most love right now, by the way, in my opinion. And by love, I mean nerf. Let's see. And Poo Soda. Man, the hate today. Will a general pass on the description and accuracy and typos on all the skill tooltip descriptions be scheduled? I fixed like 15 of them today. I went in and I noticed I was making some changes when I was adding those other skills, and I fixed 15 of them or so. Thank you, Lich Mister. He appreciates me. But yeah, there's a ton of typos in those things. The ones I also fixed, I fixed all the specializations. All use the phrase mastery in them. Mastery instead of specialization. Because for those who don't know, all the specialization skills started off as mastery. And then we talked it over and decided that was just too confusing. Too many masters. And changed it to spec, but I didn't get all the text updated in time. And then I never went back and redid them. Well, Elwin on the air shield. My current thought is that just having the air shield on blocks any regaining of focus. So nothing will let you regain focus when you have an air shield up, except maybe focus potions. So you don't regen focus, you don't get any back, it just basically always drops to put a limit on it, because if not, people can gain focus at a pretty fast rate. And then they've got a really good conversion rate, so... If I do end up making that change, by the way, that's one that I know that there are some people's builds who are completely built around that. But I'll probably have a... I will definitely do a... You get all experience, you get 100% experience return on untraining that, but I'll probably do it for the entire air magic tree. Here's something I can show you that'll get you guys excited. Hold on, wait for it, wait for it. It's gonna be awesome. You know you want to see it. That is not the program I wanted to use. Horrible. Hold on. Whoever came up with the Windows 8 or 10 or whatever, like full screen app stuff, as if we want to pretend we're using a tablet, those guys should just be shot. Let me just kill that. Okay, hold on. Well, that's a beautiful thing to show people on the stream. Come play our game where you can see... now it resized my window. Oh, I hate you. Hold on, I got some maintenance to do here. It's always sunny and the perfect time of day in my world. Hold on, I got a thing here going on. I think I can do the thing that I want to do. Not that. Image, add source, man, ekin, pictures, so there you go. There's version number 1. So the way these things will work, this is the way it's working right now. It's already done. Just working on some UI stuff. Not me. One and Only is doing this. One and Only does all the hard stuff. I just take credit for it. But they'll probably be, that's kind of like the base version, but it basically acts like a container, and it's just a container you put equipment in that'll show up on it. We're talking over all the other specifics Elwyn Moon. So the plan, my proposal, again, we have not finalized this, but my proposal is there is the base version, like what you see here is the craftable version, where it basically is just standing in what we call a T-pose, like the neutral pose for a character. That's the version. You can craft that version. And then the stuff we sell in the store are slightly fancier versions that have like fun poses. So that's my proposal anyways, to make sure we get you guys something where you can craft some of them, but there's still a reason to buy some more. The other thing we talked about is because these are somewhat expensive. Another thing we talked about doing was making it so expensive in terms of rendering, because you could put one out here with like a 5-man band or whatever, 5-instrument 1-man band, the 5-man nightmare. You could put somebody out there with one of those things on it. You know how much we love those things, like 50,000 polygons, and just fill your yard with mannequins with those things on them. So the other thing we've talked about is making the free one. There's a limit to how many you can put on your lot that's lower than just the deco limit. But my guess is it'll cost more. We're going to start using some deco weight stuff to put them out there to make sure that we don't let people screw their neighbors by, putting up 100 mannequins out there with the high polygon stuff on it. The Three Amigos. Let's see. Hi, you guys are still asking questions. Let's do a quick drawing. I'm probably going to end my stream a little bit early today because I did start my day early today. I know some of you guys don't come in until later. Also, I'm horrible at streaming. If you're new here, my name is Chris Spears. I am the tech director for a little project called Shroud of the Avatar, but I do lots and lots of stuff. I think I'm just going to change my title soon to be something else. But anyways, we are a game that was made through crowdfunding, but we take tons and tons and tons and tons of feedback from you guys. I forget if I've taken feedback from you guys today, but we always try to actually get stuff in and listen to you guys, and that's part of what the stream is about. Is I work early in the mornings, try to get my work done so I can actually spend time with you guys, which is still technically work. Just so I can talk to you guys, get direct feedback on stuff that's going on, so I really get the lowdown on stuff. The lowdown. Let's see. Let me do the giveaway thing, and then I think I'll put up one more big thing, one more big prize for the last giveaway for the day. And I'll probably end. I'm going to try to end about 3:30. I have to go move a post. The HOA came and put a doggy doo-doo box, like one of the put your dog feces in this box thing. It's very nice metal pole and nice green metal basket, but the wife does not like where it's located, so the HOA put it on our property thinking it wasn't our property. They thought it was dead space, what do you call it, neutral zone infraction. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to move it because I don't like where they put it. Don't tell them. Actually, I told the guy that I was the president of our HOA, and I handed off the HOA presidency to somebody else who stayed the HOA and is a good friend. And a great guy. But I told him a while back. I just didn't tell him when I was going to do it. So, Lich Mister, thank you very much. It'd been awfully quiet there for a while. Oh, so let me see. Let me do the giveaway thing. I gotta run back to my door. You got until I get to my door, until I get to my mailbox to do the raffle. And I'm gonna do the draw thing. And here we go. Oh, you're all raffled up. Ellen, how many times have you raffled? Hey, thank you very much, J Nord. Thank you. Oh, some people did get in right at the buzzer. And the winner is Mad Jock. Hey, Snugs, thank you very much. Glad you guys are using Elwin's stream emote things. Mad Jock. I am going to... Maybe you're Mad Jock in game? Is there a Mad Jock in game? I'm going to guess you're not Mad Jock in game. You are? Mad Space Jock? Mad Jock. Okay. What was I giving away this time? This was the Clockwork Wings. Oh, that's right. I have them up right there. Bam. There you go. Now we'll do something cool-ish. Or the last prize of the day. How about it's on sale? Hey, thank you very much, Tanliel. It's a name I don't see too often. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, maybe expert crafting stations. Sadly, I can't give you the puke and drunk emotes. I know that makes you guys sad. We're actually working on some changes so I can give those to you, so I can give away no drop items like that. Because it's important that I be able to give you guys puke emotes. Do. Oh, the demon wings are in the vault now. I think since it's on sale and I try to do my on sale thing, we'll do expert crafting stations. Pick 5. Reset. Expert crafting stations. Pick 5. Open giveaway. ZX Boy Scout, Famines, Crusher 83, That Odd French Guy, and Draken Naruto. You guys are the top 5. Jarketh and Ian 999. You guys just missed out. Sorry. Let's see. What stuff can I do here? I guess I don't have too many updates on the stuff List is working on. He is trying to get his map done for this release, get the first pass of it. He is working on his... Oh, hold on, I gotta go sign for something. Alright, I'm back. Did you hear my amazing guard dog? Yeah. You better be scared to come to my house. And that was an eBay purchase for the last part of my machine. The new streaming machine. I'm going to hand the stream I'm on, or the machine I'm on currently, off to List, because he is on a sub-par machine. And I built a new machine that I bought with my own money. Let's see. Let me see if I can get into this thing. This looks like it's going to be tough. Anyways, that should be an i9 9900K for the machine. And right now is by the way, the worst possible time to ever buy a CPU. That's pretty much true always. No matter when you buy it, it's always the worst possible time. But with the Ryzen 3000 stuff coming out, and see what their claims end up, if they can live up to their claims, and and yes, the i7 9700K is close to the 9900K. We'll see. It's back and forth. Like, some things run better on it, but it does the fastest single core speed, which of course is what you need for Unity, for everything in Unity. We'll see. I'm trying to get it ready this week, so I'm going to hand my machine off to List before I go on my trip. Yeah, you guys all excited about that new Mac Pro? Huh? The cheese grater? Pretty exciting stuff. Only $5,000. Neural. Waxman, yeah, I've got a whole new build that I'm doing on it. The current one has some problems with some hardware it can't handle. I'm trying to get it so it can handle, get a machine set up that can handle both the fast CPU and 32 gigs of RAM and a decent video card, and also I've got a PCIe super fast NVMe Samsung 3TB SSD that has to go in there, and it causes some problems in the current one, so I haven't been using it all the time, so hopefully it'll be fine. And this is, we'll see how this goes. This was an eBay purchase. eBay does these 10% buck coupons occasionally, where you get a coupon for 10% of whatever you spend on it. And then 3% back with a credit card that I had. And then the CPU, it was $460, so my actual price for it ended up being $400. So, and no tax. So again, we'll see how it ends up. I expect it's not really new as they listed, and it's an open box that they couldn't get a good overclock on, and they decided to resell. We'll see. I know the risks. I can get a good overclock if they didn't. All right, back to non-PC porn related stuff. Oh, hold on. I'm going to get off camera here. Popcorn in the teeth. Snugsy one, is there another taming artifact other than the ring and the helms? Hold on. Let me go look to see which ones. I'm trying to remember what ended up going live. So there's only 4 taming specific ones, the 3 different helms. They each have different stuff. The Ring of the Ringmaster. There should be a Belt of Speed, Zombie Skin Belt, Focus Battery Necklace, Ring of Wisdom were the ones that I was aware of. I have no idea which of those have dropped in game. Let me go check. I'll see how many. Has anyone got a Zombie Skin Belt yet? Anybody? Elwyn Moon, yeah, then it's not just the compound, the heatsink compound. I'm not going full metallic, just too many problems with going the metallic thermal grease. Instead I'm going with the Arctic, I forget what it is, but yeah, the big thing with it is making sure you get the thermal grease spread very thinly and very evenly. Remember, it's just to make sure there's no air pockets on there. A lot of people put like a lot on there and then they squish it down or whatever, and that is horrible. The metal is always a better conductor than the thermal grease is going to be. It's really just there to make sure there's no air pockets, and that's what people screw up a lot of times. They'll leave air pockets in there. Because yes, of course, in addition to all the other stuff, I was also IT guy for the company and did a bunch of IT stuff. Not really, but I mean, I built PCs for people in my copious free time. Let's see if any Zombie Skin Belts dropped. Ooh, it looks like some dropped. Let's see. Oh, looks like people are crafting on them. Let's see how many dropped. Looks like 35 commons dropped. Let's see how many uncommons. Looks like 5 uncommon dropped. Well, that's good. Let's see how many rares. None. That's what I thought. I thought you had to do... I think I only put commons and uncommons in there. There have been no commons, uncommons done. Common. Let's see. Crafting. Well, it looks like people are selling some. I see some going up for sale. Hold on, I got one more thing I want to check here, and then I'll get back to paying attention to you guys instead of ignoring you. Do 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 do. Aha! Item gained crafting uncommons. Okay, so just making sure the crafting recipes are working. So yes, there have been people who have crafted some. Savage Sash. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is what I called it. I just have it down as the Belt of Speed on mine. Not sure. Let me see how many of those guys. Ooh, there haven't been that many of those out there. Let me check this stuff. And again, I can't show you what I'm looking at because I don't filter IPs and stuff, and this would show some private information. But it looks like 10 Savage Sashes of Speed. The common version dropped. Let's see if any uncommon dropped. 4 uncommon dropped. That's slightly better rate than I would expect. Let's see if any rares dropped. And no rares. Okay, that's pretty much what I would expect. For those who don't know, the way I set it up is it takes 4 commons to craft an uncommon. You guys probably already knew that part. The part you may not know is the drop rate for them is supposed to be 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, 1/10. So for every 10 common ones that drop, there should be roughly 1 uncommon one that drops. For every 10 uncommon that drop, there should be roughly 1 rare. And then for every rare, there's 1/10. So you're actually the quickest way to get them is to just keep getting a lot of the little ones and craft them into the bigger ones. But there is still a chance for the big ones to drop. They're just very rare. Synthetic 9. I can tell you who got the first one. Hold on. I'll tell you who got the first one of any type. 1 second. Oop, I put a wild card in. Oh, wild card and gah. Hold on. And this is where it crashes. Come on. Come on, stupid browser. Okay, there we go. 14. So the first one was by this guy. It was a common. It was on June 7th at 11:09 p.m. So yeah, they're just dropping about 3 a day-ish. And that person was, hold on 1 second. If I know their name and I think they're okay with announcing it, I'll let you know. Let's see. Looking. I gotta look around my mic. Hold on. Huh. I don't know that name, so I don't want to give out their name. It wasn't you. That's what I can tell you. If I knew who it was, I'd give out their name if I thought they were okay with it. But let's see. Crusher 83. I forget who drops those. I'm sure you guys could remember. Oh, I think that, yeah, maybe the skeleton. Hold on, I can check that. Do 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 do. And yes, someone has figured out where it is because they got 4 of them. There are 4 of the 14 total belts that were acquired. And that is a name that I know well. But let's see, it's in Tartarus. Position, the place they looted it was 64, 461. There you go. See? It's right there. Hold on, I'm loading that up so I can see where that is. You guys have any other metrics questions you want to ask me? Twofold silence. So Tartarus is kind of in game. Right now it's kind of in a semi-testing mode. And that you have to get somebody who is in the scene to invite you into it. That is not how I intended it to go live, but that is because I am stupid and I forgot that you guys can teleport to any scene that you've been to before. So some people I brought them in to test it. And they stayed and can go back and other people go to them and then those people learn where it is, so... Catherine Rose, as always, you are amazing. Thank you so many times. Thank you over. It's good. I was having a slow stream today. It made me feel good. I'll pretty much pay for lunch for the team tomorrow too. And Catherine Rose. So I talked to Damon this morning, and basically to tell him that Damon, our lead artist, who is working on the pirate ship, to tell him that if he does not get it done, he has to get it done this week, and if he is not going to get it done, to turn it over to me, and I will get it out. He said he thinks he's going to wrap it up today. So hopefully the pirate ship will go live here shortly. And I will try to have Burning Toad deliver the pirate ship to each of the people who's already paid for the Lord of the Isle. And Synthetic 9, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Thank you. Man, went from a slow stream to a fast stream there. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Shared to 25 others in chat. Wow. Oh, that's good. Catherine Rose jumped ahead of Ice Star Strider too. Little competition going on early in the month. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to catch up on chat. Oh, I'm not going to quit. I'll make you guys quit before I quit. Hold on, I got popcorn in my teeth again. Then I'm going to answer some more questions, and then I'm going to get out of here fairly early. I know it's an end day for me, or end of day for me, but or a short day for me, but again, I started early. For those who were here late-ish, as in you haven't been here the entire stinking time, the stuff you missed early in the stream, you can go back and watch for more details, but the big stuff is 3 new focus skills went in that are all aimed at pets, summoned pets for the magic schools. They give pretty good buffs, not as good as what the tame stuff gives. Basically health, just a straight up DPS, and a straight up damage resist to help them tank, and also magic resist is in that damage resist. They will give you they will give you a certain amount, but if you are specialized in those schools, it'll give you an extra, whatever that percentage it says on the specialization. So like if you have 100 skill, it'll give you 2.25 times as much of the buff. So again, for someone, if you're at like 100 skills on things, it'll add 50%-ish damage to the DPS, like the total DPS, and half again, 50% to the health, and add 25 damage resist, which right now they have none, which is silly. They should have damage resist. Also, heavy armor specialized people, you will get whatever that heavy armor specialization says. That's how much extra damage resist you will get from your armor. So if you're wearing plate mail, that could be an extra like 30 points of resist if you're damage heavy armor specialized. And that is mainly because, again, we know tanks are poop. You have to really be passionate. I can always tell when there's somebody who's really passionate about role playing, because they're playing like one of the class types that just don't do well in the game right now, and I'm trying to make sure those guys get up there. Also, I fixed up some AI stuff, touching code that I hate touching, to make the AIs more responsive, and this is largely to make sure tame pets can get in. Like, they have a speed thing now, but they can't really use it because their AI updates so poorly and so slowly. Oh, I just remembered, I've been telling you guys I was going to stream tomorrow, or I was going to stream making the level 3 of Tartarus tomorrow. That will probably not happen because, I have the team meeting tomorrow. So maybe I will start on that tomorrow, or maybe actually tomorrow I'll make it a day where I just try and get a new creature in, because that's my other goal for this release, is getting a new creature. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is tomorrow I'm going to work on getting at least one totally new creature, not just new stats, new name, new abilities or whatever, but actually like a new model. So wish me luck, because this will be the first time I've done it from scratch without help from anybody else. Normally that's one of the Beezus voodoo things that he does. But we need to remove all voodoo from the game. At least all voodoo from the development side of things. Let's see. Did I fix anything else? Resurrection Onks and Arters, or in Tartarus, will be in the next patch. Let's see. Yeah, go give Plate a try. Again, not guaranteeing it's there yet, but your survivability should be higher in most situations. Places where it'll really help is when you have like 5 or 6, and this is kind of what I was looking at it for, is I wanted to make sure, like right now you guys know like a AE caster or whatever can just burn down, a ton of mobs, never get touched. But I wanted to make sure tanks could also go stand toe-to-toe with those same creatures and, swing them down, hitting 3 or 4 at a time, and have at least some semblance of being able to do, kill them. And so the thing helping the damage resistance, that helps a lot with a bunch of medium hitting mobs. It's not going to help as much with the biggest hitting mobs, but with a lot of like tier 8, tier 10 type stuff, that'll really help with those things. And thank you very much, Artemis. And since I see Artemis is here now, I'll just also mention that was the other thing I was going to be doing, is trying to, one day this week is going to be me working on some new dungeon rooms and also elves for dungeons, trying to get those guys tuned up. Didn't spill. It's okay. Totally didn't spill. Just getting this to polish the desk. I might have spilled a little. Thank you, Lancer Main. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll tell you where that where the drops are happening, because it does look like it's happening pretty much all in the same place. Oh, I know what drops the the belt of speed. There's only a few new creatures in there. I will not tell you guys, but now I remember. The speed belt. Yeah, the Savage Sash of Speed. There's only a few things in level 2 of that dungeon. There's the zombies. There's the slimes. There's the will-o-wisp. And there's the boss mob. Those are the only 4 types of creatures that are in there. Which of those 4 things feels like it's something that would be fast? Zombie. Slime. Will-o-wisp. And the boss skeleton person. It's not a wisp? Are you sure? No, I'm pretty sure it is. Are you just trying to trick people into fighting the slimes for no reason? Hold on, I'm gonna go look. I'll verify that. I don't remember doing that. Again, that's sometimes I just sit here and I work for hours at a time and lose track of what decisions I've made just because I'm in the zone. Let's see. Yeah, so this one looks like it dropped off of the patrol, so that could be the wisp. Or that could be... Let me try a different one here. See, 1, 413, and 113. What? What the heck is that? Oh, I see what I just did there. I'm stupid. Hold on. Do. Wait a minute. So that one, there's one that dropped. No, surely not. Yeah, one dropped down with the alligators. No. What? Oh, the alligators drop one. Alright, I'm gonna have to go look. Maybe just people kiting the trolls. I guess I could actually go look at the loot bundles and see where I added them. That'd be too easy, though. Let's see. Yes, there are onks added to Tartarus. I'll show you roughly where. Again, you guys may not have seen this recently, so hold on a second and I'll flip over to Unity. Just working on flipping over. There we go. No, that's not correct. Stretch. Hey, Monsoon22. Thank you for the follow. You probably know what you're getting into, but I am a game dev making a little game called Shroud of the Avatar, along with the 11 plus friends. They're not friends. We have to pay them to work, so if they're friends, they wouldn't take our money. But anyways, just showing off some stuff here. This is actually now showing off some Ankh locations. So again, the challenge is finding places where players will use the Ankh that there weren't patrols. Because, hey, guess what? There's patrols that go through most of this level. So, there's an Ankh down here at this corner just because this is a place a lot of people were dying. I've looked at some of the heat map stuff we generate so I can see where people die in the dungeon. And this would be a good place to have one because a lot of times stuff comes in there. But again, the other challenge we have with this dungeon, for those who didn't know, this dungeon has some changes to it in that most creatures don't leash. Almost none of the creatures in the dungeon leash, so they can follow you throughout the entire dungeon and they will spawn camp you. So, you got to be careful on that, but that's where the first Ankh is. The second Ankh is right over... No, not that one. Not that one. Oh, right there. Yeah, so right here, right after the first room. Come out of the first room, go right down here, so it's in front of the door. And this is one of the few places in the map where there's no wandering encounters. Let's see, then the next Ankh is over here. This is a passageway without any random encounters in it. Oh, this is right after you come in. This is the front door. You walk in the front door and bam, there you are. Then again up here there's a hallway that is off the beaten path a little bit that has a zombie around the corner, but this area is safe. And again, this is a pretty crazy maze. If you have not been in there, you will get lost. Down here's another one. This one has, I think it has some wandering encounters go through it, not anything too much though. And then the last one is way over here. You may be familiar with this room. This is like the room that has all the fog in it. There's going to be one right up here. Because in case you didn't know, if you hadn't seen it yet, this room spawns, it's got all the zombies in the fog. But it also has a roughly a 50-50 chance that one of these zombies will spawn as a slime, a death metal slime. And there's about a 1 in 4 chance that there will be 2 death metal slimes in here. So it seemed like it was appropriate to put an Ankh down here because people die there. Three death metal slimes? Yeah! So technically there could be, let me go look at the spawns. I can show you how some of this stuff works. How some of these spawn things work. Let's see. You guys probably haven't seen this before, so welcome to dev time here. Again, you guys aren't going to be able to see this that clearly, and that is okay with me. But this is showing you can have spawn controllers. We've got a bunch of different ways we can do it. For this room, I use spawn controllers. I don't use them hardly anywhere else in the level. But what it does that I liked about this, because I was trying to make this room kind of vary quite a bit, chaos. You guys couldn't just come down here and know what you're going to get every time. So it has chances for spawn, so it will 6 out of 10 times, 60% of the time, it will spawn a zombie, slow version. 30% of the time, it'll spawn a kind of more normal version of the zombie. And then 1 in 10 times, it'll spawn a death metal slime. But what that means is, if your dice are mean, it's hashtag soda math, every single one of these spawns, if you get really unlucky, every single one of these spawns could turn out to be a metal slime. Yeah, I'm supposed to end my stream early. I usually wait for the wife to call. I was going to try and time it with the wife calling. She hasn't called yet. She got off a little slow this morning. Anyway, so there's a chance, very small chance, that you could get 10 slimes spawning here. That would be a bad day. Yeah, the wife is always a little slow on Mondays. And that's another room. You guys can. I'm sure you'll have this mapped out in no time. Right? You guys got mapped out. Someone get out the graph paper. These things can actually be graphed pretty easily. If you do want to put out a graph paper version of the map, because I am not an artist. So I'm just using our kit. And our kit works on 8 meter squares. So you can pretty much do 1 8 meter square, 1 8 meter, 8 by 8 tile thing equals, a square on a piece of graph paper. Of course, I don't know how you're going to handle stuff like this, where there's like 3 overlapping levels and different stuff. A little bit challenging. Oh, and that's the other thing I have in my list to do for Friday, for my random Friday stuff, is I know you guys love making dungeons. You guys still seem to be very interested in, which is good. I'm going to get you some more dungeon content, but the other thing I'm going to get you is dungeon helper tools. I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to be adding, this should be for R67, the slew command, the thing that I'm using. Sometimes I'll fly around in game. You'll see me tear the camera away, but you'll have a version of that you can use as the owner of a dungeon can use it when the dungeon's not in play mode, not in adventure mode, and also the owner of a pot can use it. It will not have the feature that when you can fly and then teleport somewhere. It will. Thank you, Eric. Eric rules. It will, instead of doing what ours does, the GM version actually teleports you there. This version will let you fly around so you can see stuff. You can get like the bird's eye view. And then when you hit escape, you'll just go back to where you were. So no, it's not a teleporter. And let's see what else. Trying to think. All right, well, as you guys might have heard, my morning plans were ruined because we're going to have our team meeting. I may show some streaming tomorrow. But not too much. Because I got to go to a team meeting. Which means I got to shower. I just like mentioning that part because I know there's some groups out there that go and copy the clips anytime I say that I don't shower too much. Saves water. I should let you vote every day on the stream whether or not you think I showered today or not. What do you think? Did I shower? Huh? I actually am not going to say what the answer is today. But anyways, that should probably... What? Yeah, you really just can't tell because I keep my hair so short. If only you could smell me, you'd know. But anyways, yeah, I should probably wrap up the stream here, as I promised I would do a little bit early. Where is the raffle-y? Yeah, we're doing the raffle-y thing. Shush. Hold on. Let's see. I'll get back to answering. Oh, it's someone from Skeggy Media. I don't get to do many favors for Skeggy Media, and he's always doing me a favor. I'm going to answer a question from him. Any plans for tier 6 to 9 zones? Is there only a few of these? Yes, that is actually what Tartarus, the first 2 levels of Tartarus are. It's going to move into 10, but I think 10 plus for the next level. But I think that the map that Travis is making, I think it's going to be more in the 6 to 9 range as well, at least for starters. Again, for Tartarus, I'm trying to make sure it starts somewhat easy and then just keeps expanding. And I may also add on to the first and second levels. No promise those are going to stay static. I may expand those somewhat. Since I can't get my freaking alligators to cooperate, maybe I'll be taking those guys out and putting something else down there. And changing out a few rooms. But yes, that is my priority. And the other thing I would hope to do, and maybe this is something I can do Friday too, is going and doing my once a release, find an old crappy zone that no one goes to. Because we have a lot of these zones that are pretty and a ton of time was spent on them and they're very well propped out. And At least the traffic flow is thought out through them. But the scenes overall don't get used because they're like a tier 1 or a tier 3 scene that is miles from any new player facing stuff. So there's a lot of those type scenes. So I try to go back and grab those and give them a rework. That's the Zen Penetrator map. I forget what that thing's called. That's what I did with Ruin Keep. That's what I did with the Mysterious Swamp. That's what I did with the Ravensmoor. I'm bumping the table, which is probably making the microphone make noise. I'll stop. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, maybe I can take another pass and do one of those maps. For those who knows, I did the Pure 5 Forest everybody goes to, whatever that thing's called. But I didn't even increase the tier on that. I just left that alone, just because it was kind of a tier 5, and I didn't want to wreck it for people who had fond memories of it. But anyways, let's do the giveaway thing, and then I will say my goodbyes and pick someone to Spectral Peaks. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, you guys have no idea how few map names the team knows internally, because we have a horrible naming system that the guy who came up with it is on my top 10 list of people to kill. If I had a list, he would be on it. I don't have a list. Kind of a pacifist. But yeah, so the scene names are all just super arbitrary, and they don't match the actual name of the scene. So Spectral Peaks is not called Spectral Peaks. It's called Novia _9_ Hill _ something else _ and you have to go look at a chart to look it up. So anyways, let's do this giveaway. You guys have, I'll give you until I get back to my mailbox, my convenient mailbox. And then I'm going to try to get out, go do some of the giveaway stuff. That's got to be me over there. Yeah, and also I guess my stream stuff has helped a lot of people. I've had besides you guys on the stream right now saying good things. You're all saying good things, right? I actually had somebody who apparently didn't like me, who made me an apology, an I'm sorry video that was very nice and very mature. So, yay for winning over people who dislike something. But yeah, no matter what though, I always just keep on trucking. 8 pieces of mail will expire soon. Okay, you guys ready? We're closing and doing the giveaways. Yeah, I'm sure that the Reddit guys are going to come around any day now. Alright, maybe not. Here we go. Lord Bloomy, I have not sent them out yet. That's what I was saying. I need to get off early so I can actually do that before the wife gets home. I've not sent out the ones from the Friday stream. But I will go do that right now. I think I have 15 left to do. I did some of them. I did not get through all of them. Here we go. You guys ready? And the winner is Henry Tarlane. Nope, looks like I got a couple of people who didn't get their Friday thing. Want their Friday thing. Henry Tarlane. Henry no space Tarlane. Ah, dang. Who are you, Henry? I know you've won before and you've told me your name. At least that's a name I've heard many times before. What was that? Oh, this was the pick 5, right? Crafting. There we go. Grats. There you go. So for those people who did not get their stuff yet, yeah, Lesney. If Lesney ever wins, I might accidentally send it to somebody else. Yeah, if you did a Friday stream, I will get your crowns here like in the next few minutes. But first we got to go raid. But again, just want to throw out huge thanks to Catherine Rose and iStar Strider and all the guys who help out in multiple different ways. Let's see, who else do I owe some thanks? Let me see if I missed anybody on my thanking here. Again, super thankful for all the ways you guys help. Synthetic 9 as well, and Invico and Lichmister and all the other people who give not just bits, but also give great feedback as well. Super appreciated. Continuing to work to make the game better. Again, I think just today I've chipped another chunk off the stone to make it better. But I guess that's it. I should go find somebody to raid. But again, thank you guys. And I will see. I may be streaming tomorrow morning. You can keep your eyes open. Tomorrow is the team meeting though, so there's also the chance that tomorrow will be the day I stream early and then don't stream in the afternoon. Don't panic. So wait until next week when I'm not streaming on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Then you can panic. And now you can all go back to watching E3 streams. See all the cool stuff coming out at E3. Let's see. Trying to see. Dulane's there. He's got a lot of followers, though. And I've rated him fairly soon. Let me check out this person here. Oh, I gotta watch a video stream. Hold on. Oh, I just watched this. It's the Borderlands 3 preview. Alright, we'll raid this calf guy. He's probably totally not expecting it. Well, he's got 421 followers. Maybe he's expecting it. But let's go raid that guy. Just because I haven't seen him before. He looks like he is actually playing. Yeah, and for those who don't know, if you paid attention to Tabula Rasa, anybody remembers that old game? That was Paul Sage was the official lead designer for most of the project, and he went on to after Tabula Rasa went kaput. Actually, he and I started a project internally at NCSoft, and then NCSoft killed that too. But he went up to work on Elder Scrolls Online and was a creative director on Elder Scrolls Online. But then he came down to Gearbox because he wanted to get back to Texas for family reasons. And he was the guy that did the announcement today. So Paul Sage. So he's an old friend. Of course, my first comment was, "Hey, Paul, looked like you got old." I mean it in the nice way. I haven't seen him in person. I've talked to him, but I haven't seen him in person in almost 10 years. But let's see. I need to do the raid calf thing. How do you spell that? Calf 8. That's an odd name. But again, guys, thank you so much. I will try to get in a stream of some sort tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the morning or the afternoon. If you don't catch me tomorrow, then catch me on Wednesday. I will be doing a stream on Wednesday. And again, thank you guys so much for all the support and the good feedback. Keep it coming. I'll keep fixing things. Fixed a few things today, and it'll get better. Get better every release. And by the way, I'm trying to get people to stream for me while I'm gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. I've already heard from Travis that he is also going to be gone, visiting, going somewhere for a wedding. So he probably can't stream. So we may just have quiet time next week. All right. Anyways, don't fret about it. We'll figure something out. Let's go raid. Thanks.